You are listening to the Build a Brain podcast with Dr. Jeanne Zehr. Join the quest to shape an efficient brain that fires on all cylinders and runs like a fine-tuned machine. You are now in the capable hands of an international presenter and a pathologically optimistic brain builder. Dr. Zehr will give you the right blocks to build that 3 pounds of cerebral muscle for you, your child, or the young adult you teach or mentor. Block by block, thought by thought, now is the time to build a better brain. Let's get started.
Welcome, friends, to episode number 3 called Systematic Search. So when Reuben was working with the Holocaust survivors, he noticed that they had unplanned, impulsive, and unsystematic exploratory behavior. Whew. A lot of big words, but basically it's when we're running around with a chicken with its head cut off. That idea, where we can't find anything. And so we have no focus. We have no method. So last episode, we talked about how to be more focused. Well, on this one, we're going to talk about being more systematic, and that actually helps with focus. So sometimes at the MindCAP Center, we will target this one instead of focus, because focus is almost implied when you teach systematic search or develop this skill. So unplanned, impulsive, and unsystematic exploratory behavior. Now, that doesn't necessarily just mean looking for my favorite socks, or my keys, or my phone. It could be a website. It could be a word in a book. It could be a parking spot. It could be anything, something on a menu. So when we have a system, think about it, it just makes sense. So, okay, moms, this one's for you. I have a theory that many families believe mothers have to know where everything is. Like everything. So I remember when my kids were little, it was mommy, where's my, and I still hear from my husband, honey, where's my. It's like I am supposed to be the keeper of all things and know where everything is at in the house. Every sock, every toy, every book, every coat. Well, I challenge you mothers out there to teach your children, young and old, systematic search. So this means you have to choose a time and a place. I know you don't have time to do this all the time, but there might be some situations where you're able to just stop and breathe yourself and develop a way to teach your kiddo how to find something. So kids at the MindCAP Center learn this word. They learn the word or the label systematic search. So one of the moms told me yesterday, she said, I was home and said, kids, we got to leave and I can't find the keys. And her son came running up, who'd been coming to MindCAP for about 2 weeks, said, Mom, you need to use systematic search. Now, this is a very hyperactive 8-year-old. And for him to whip out those kind of words for his mother, she was like, yeah, we do. Had another mom come to school to tell a teacher, and the teacher was a little concerned because when parents show up at your door of the classroom, you're like, oh, what's wrong? And the mom was just real patient, and the teacher finally got to her and said, can I help? What's wrong? She says, no, I just needed to tell you a story. This was, I believe, maybe a second grader. And the teacher said the mom told her the story that last night the 4-year-old at home couldn't finish a Lego project because one special piece was missing. And the second grader, who was getting Feuerstein at school twice a week, told the 4-year-old, and the mother overheard it, oh, you need to use systematic search. I'll teach you how. We'll find that Lego piece for you. So here's a 7-8-year-old using this language with a 4-year-old. So let me encourage you parents, do not hesitate to use big words with young children. They love to learn big words, and they can learn the word or the phrase systematic search. So teach searching skills. here's an example. You've lost something, and instead of running around the house going, where is it? Where is it? How about we methodically take the family and everybody takes one room, and we're going to have a system. And a system is just meaning a careful plan to look for something, to try to find the missing object. So nothing wrong with just slowing it down. You can also turn it into a game. I call it Play Find It. This game can be played in the house or yard with a common object, a small ball or toy. You set a timer and see how much time it takes for individual children to find the object, or you have a free-for-all with everyone looking. The goal is to guide the child toward using a systematic way to search for that object. So that's called Just Find It. You can also do word searches. Now, these are big books you can buy at Walmart, and they're usually don't cost a lot once children start reading. So even by the end of maybe first grade, you can find this game with big workbooks, or you can also probably print some off the internet for appropriate levels for all members of the family. Again, you want a system, so you want to talk through it with your child. Well, where could you start? And help them see how having a system can help them find the words. So we always end with questions. You remember I taught you the word mediation. Use that in the last episode. Reuven used the word mediation to mean we get in between a task and something, and the child, between the task and the child, and we're going to ask good questions. So it means you as a mediator, whether you're a mentor of adults or you're a parent, and you're going to have a good repertoire of good questions. So you might ask, can you think of a way that we could find Mom's keys? Or what strategy could you use? You're at work and you've got somebody you're mentoring. So tell me what you think you could do to find the missing item. Or say this is post the search. Something has been found, and now you ask the child or the person, the adult, what were the steps you used? Tell me how you did this. How did you find this resource or this person, or what helped you find it? So even after a successful search has been accomplished, asking questions to analyze how you got it done can really help. Also remember, you can use these questions to do what I call self-mediation. So eventually you want to be able to, when you're in a moment of panic, you want to be able to take just a moment, let me think. Remember, that's the motto of the Feuerstein program. Just a minute, let me think about this. Okay, where could I have put it? Where was I when I had that object? Where could I start looking? So self-mediate, and sometimes they say the more stress you're under, you may have to do what we also call outside processing, where you talk out loud. You might notice when you're under a lot of stress, you start problem solving by talking out loud. My husband's really good at that. And I notice I do it too. When I start talking out loud, trying to figure out what to do, I know I'm under stress. But you can also use that to self-mediate, to walk yourself through the way to get this done. That's all I've got today for us on systematic search. Remember, if you would be interested in podcasting your world, you could go to www.workwithkibwaycooper.com or the Guru Guide to Podcasting on Facebook, and Kibwe will help you get rolling. So I hope you will subscribe and share this podcast with other people in your world of network. And this podcast is called Build a Brain, and we hope that you can share it with someone you love. Remember, you can build your brain one dendrite at a time, one block at a time, one thought at a time. See you next time.
Thanks for listening to the Build a Brain podcast. If you're wanting more information on how to build a brain, please visit the website for the MindCAP Center in Fort Wayne, Indiana at www.mindcap.org. That's www.mindcap.org. Children and adults from across the United States and Canada have found the cognitive help they needed at the MindCAP Center. Their specialized team is trained in all levels of the Feuerstein program and can literally help you or your child build a new brain. We'll see you next time.